He wanted to kill Muslims, then he reverted to Islam. Crazy transformation. This is the title of the video by Bobby's Perspective, and without further ado, let's watch.
Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Bobby. Guys, today a very interesting video. We're gonna watch I Wanted to Kill Muslims, Now I Am One by AJ Plus. This video has over 2.3 million views and is about Richard McKinley, who planned to blow up an Islamic center, apparently, a former US Marine. We already reacted to former right-wingers that became Muslims, but a US Marine that wanted to blow up an Islamic center is definitely news to me. Let's have a look.
I get a knock at the door, and here two guys in a suit. I'm from the FBI. The first thing I have to say is, what took you guys so long? I told them the truth. I was going to make my own IED, and I was going to set across the Islamic Center over in a bank's parking lot, and I was going to dial it in and just watch the show. Growing up, I saw a movie, and it was Rambo. Rambo was tough, respected. He had intestinal fortitude.
Yes, and Rambo was fighting hand in hand with the Taliban. Have a look. It's true.
I said, that's what I wanted.
Yeah, that's true as well, right? Yeah, the day of the Rambo, right? When one guy can do all things. Anyway,
I went off and joined the Marine Corps.
Then you should have fought with the
I wanted
Muslims.
the action. The first time I got shot at, I remember looking at my watch and I says, man, this time last year I was in English class. I fought several times in the Middle East, Desert Shield, Desert Storm, South America, Philippines, Somalia. I think the worst things that I have seen is dead children.
Yep, sounds like the worst thing you can see, man.
I had to be there for my guys. Each one of those teardrops stands for a confirmed kill. I stopped adding after 26. Where I was taught, Marine Corps, just own it and then let it go. But there comes a time when there's too much of that, and you can't turn it off anymore.
I want you to give me a window into your state of mind at that time.
One time, my wife
It's
and
always
I
saddening
went to a
for us
DSW,
humans.
and I saw
We're
in the
not made for
distance these two women in black burqas in my store. I cried as I prayed for enough strength to go over there and break both their necks. I was just angry. I was just full of hate, and it just fed.
I was full of hate as well. As I said before, growing up in Germany, coming from the Balkans, when I saw so many burqas in Macedonia, I was very angry with it as well. When I saw the burqas in Germany again, I got very, very angry as well. I wouldn't say that I wanted to go there and break their necks, but I didn't want to see them in my country. And it is so hypocritical, because guess what? My grandma was wearing a veil. She was Christian Orthodox, but nevertheless, that generation still wore a veil. However, back in the day, growing up in Germany, as I said, I can really relate to what he has to say. I had so much hate in my heart.
off itself. At that point, I
And I
was
see
thinking,
to this very day, on that note, that many Christians have that exact hate. Many Christians still identify with nationalistic movements, with ethnic movements, and therefore they have that hate against Islam. It's quite interesting. They always speak about the Christian love that's all-encompassing, we all love each other, but in reality, I've seen otherwise.
half gallon of vodka every 2 days.
how true is that? I mean, if you're a Christian, and I'm not asking about you because I'm assuming most of you that come to this channel are full of love, etc., right? Because from the comment, most of Christian claim as such. But being open about the reality of Christians that etc. Is there any Christians that, for whatever reason, actually is full of hate, despite saying that Jesus is love, God is love, etc. But at the same time,
I had devised a plan, create my own IED, homemade bomb, and I was going to set it off right outside the Muncie Islamic Center.
The irony in this, the white American blowing up an Islamic center.
200 plus killed or injured. That was the plan.
Wow, man.
I saw an opportunity to do one last thing for my country. This was my rationale. I knew I would end up in a federal prison with a needle in my arm. I didn't care my hatred of Islam. It was the only thing that was keeping me alive.
He was brainwashed.
So one day
man.
my daughter comes home, second grade maybe. She was telling me about this little boy who sat across from her. His mom came to get him. She said she had scarves on her and she had a dress all the way down to her feet and couldn't see her, nothing but her eyeballs. At that point I snapped. Started spewing things out of my mouth that should never be said in front of children or anything. She didn't say anything. It was the look on her face. I remember my daughter looking at me like I was absolutely the craziest person on the face of the earth. She was my little buddy. She used to say we were road dogs. I know, I saw it in her eyes. I made her question that love. And that's when the light bulb came on. I decided to give the people of this community one more chance. So I went to the Islamic Center, see a gentleman in the shoe room taking off his shoes. He looks at me and he smiles.
That's good. That's a good idea after all, man. Before blowing up that thing, you can walk into it and have a look, no?
He said, "Can I help you?" And I said, "Yeah, I want you to teach me about Islam." So he went and gave me a Quran. Read this. Come back when you have questions. So I did. And I would see things in the book. I'd be like, there it is. I got it right there. Explain that to me. And they would. This was a kind of awakening. Long story short, 8 weeks after that first day I stepped into the Islamic Center, I became a Muslim.
8 weeks from wanting to blow up the Islamic Center to becoming Muslim. This guy is quick. 3 years later, Meg McKinney became president of the Muncie Islamic Center. No way, man. This guy really is quick. So
I'm a Muslim, a veteran, and a proud American. I had learned that I was completely wrong about everything that I felt. You know, Judaism had a message, Christianity had a message, Islam had a message. Funny thing is, though, it was the same message. It was about peace, and it was about love.
Please join me in welcoming Mr. McKinney.
My big thing is now to stop the hate.
Nothing good has ever come out of hatred.
I've done too many things. I've hurt a lot of people. I have to live with that. But if I can stop somebody else on the path of non-forgiveness, I won.
Nice, bro. Alright guys, and this is absolutely mind-blowing video, man. Not only that he became a Muslim, but that he became a Muslim in 8 weeks and then the president of the Islamic Center after 3 years. And before that, he wanted to destroy Islam in America. He wanted to blow up the Islamic Center. I think this is the biggest transformation that we've seen. But as I said, unfortunately, I can relate to this because I come from a place of hate myself. Even though I had Muslim friends, I hated Islam, everything it stood for, even though I didn't really know what it stood for. It is insane what sort of cognitive dissonance we face. But one more thing I have to say, unfortunately yet again, especially when I became practicing Christian Orthodox. I don't want to blame it on the religion, not at all. However, I've seen it with other Christians as well, that we developed some sort of nationalistic, ethnocentric ethos. Many Christian Orthodox claim that nationalism is the way to go as well. And during that time, I started developing even greater hate for Islam. Instead of really seeing what Islam is, I started hating it even more without researching further. Until one day, finally, by God's grace, picked up the Quran and started reading it. And this was really so transformative to me. The hate has been washed away. It's absolutely beautiful. Here in France, I'm surrounded by so many Muslims, and I absolutely love it. It's such a beautiful, family-friendly atmosphere. I have burqas around me any day over mini skirts. Alright guys, but this is it for today's video. If you liked it, leave it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, guys.
Yeah, in terms of crazy transformation, because yeah, from you know what we know, this is indeed, I'm not saying it is not, it is indeed a crazy transformation in that period of time. But of course, for any Muslim that knows Sirah, right, like Umar radiallahu anhu, for example, right, that's a crazy transformation. He want to kill Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to become one of the biggest protector and companion of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So yeah, and those kind of Sahaba that have different paths, that, you know, Khalid al-Walid, right, in Uhud, he is the one responsible to turn from victory to defeat for the Muslim, and to the point of Hamzah Shahid, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam got injured, etc. And then later he became part of Muslim. So those stories are there, and sometimes, I don't know, from a perspective of Muslim, that we know Sirah, but we never put that's not just stories, that actually happened, that actually, you know, once a reality. And if you imagine that just like this, right, it's not just a story in a movie, feel good movie, it's a human being experience. And if you can appreciate that, the level of appreciation of what you can get from the Sirah is big, you know, it's just huge. Anyway, I'm hoping, you know, people like Bobby here and other people will be like, right now they are still learning about Islam, they are, you know, questioning, etc. But hopefully one day they will be just like you know, the guy in the video that become one of the du'at, inshallah, in the community. With that, thank you for watching. See you next time.